Welcome to the top 6 games that I played on the toilet. What do you do in the toilet? Read newspapers? Well, me, I bring a handheld game and I play through my games, because I can't go more than 5 minutes without playing a video game. Welcome to the future, folks. So, after my recent trip to the toilet, I was wondering, what are the top 6 games that have kept me sitting there so long that I stank up the entire house? Well, let's get right into the list today, and I want to know, what are the 6 games that kept you sitting on the toilet far too long?
Number 6.
Conception 2. So you probably just said, what? What is that game? So let me tell you a story. So I was going on my trip to VidCon recently and I walked into GameStop and I decided that I need a good lengthy game to keep me busy while I'm in California. So the obvious choice was to pick up a JRPG and grind away, and on the back of the box it said, Train 30 Children. I thought, great, it must be just like Final Fantasy Tactics or Disgaea. If only that was the case. What I discovered was my first Japanese dating sim. I spent the first 3 hours in the game getting to know my classmates of the Star Academy before even getting to go into my first dungeon. But this is where I got hooked. The actual gameplay is random dungeons. Train 30 members of your party in varying classes and make up tactical teams. The actual gameplay is great, but the game is set in a world where you are God's gift, and your job is to sleep with as many women as possible. I'm not joking. Right now, I have 6 to 7 different girlfriends in this game. I lost track of the girls I'm sleeping with, because you can only actually date like 3 of them at a time. And the reason you have to sleep with so many girls is because you have sex with them in the church using their star womb to create star conception to make up star children. The more star children you have, the more characters you can train to save the world. You have to sleep with as many women as possible and make as many star children as possible for world peace. I don't remember where, but they literally said at one point that this whole thing is for world peace. The girls in the game are all for it too. Case in point, I took Fuko out for a snack and I bought her some sexy underwear, and then we went to the church to have some star conception. And once I left it, Big Boob Girl, that's what I call her, because she always ends up in discussions about how big her boobs are and how she doesn't like them like that. She would rather have shapelier and smaller boobs, which is what she believes that Fuko has. Anyway, Big Boob Girl caught me up in the promenade and asked if the next time that I go for star conception, could I bring her instead? Well, of course I jumped at that chance and I brought her along. And since we got so close, she asked me to help her out with her class representation debate. So then I went and helped Big Boob Girl with her debate. But I was pulled away afterwards to help Fuko with the ghost of the pool. But don't worry, the ghost just wants to possess Fuko so that she can have a relationship with me through Fuko's body. To help her pass on to the afterlife. Oh, and somewhere in all of this dating ghosts and helping out with debates, I explored a few dungeons and I killed some monsters and I saved the planet some. But oh my god, the ghost problem! Anyway, I could go on for days, and maybe I will make an entire video about my adventures trying to sleep with the women of conception. But after I accepted that I was basically playing a have sex with Japanese girls game, it really wasn't that bad, and I found myself playing this game endlessly. Which of course means no bathroom breaks, so I just had to keep playing while I was pooping.
Number 5.
Castlevania Area of Sorrow. So a long time ago, before my military stint and my YouTube career, I worked in a factory, and to hide while I was supposed to be working, I would go and hide out and play Castlevania. And I picked up Area of Sorrow, and I thought it was the greatest game in the entire world. Well, I worked in a factory where you're supposed to check on the chemicals that they were using on eyeglasses to make sure that they never scratched once per hour. Well, between those hours, the company wanted me to do random work, like janitorial crap and stuff like that. So I had my Game Boy and Castlevania and my own private bathroom in my office. And I didn't mop floors, guys. So while everyone else was mopping the floors and going out for smoke breaks between the chemicals I checked, I would plop my butt on the toilet and grind away at Castlevania. Castlevania Area of Sorrows brought the Castlevania to the modern day in an awesome way. But what the game did was add the tactical soul element to the series, where you basically had a chance to absorb the soul of all the enemies that you could go against to get more powers. So think of it like awesome Mega Man concepts thrown into some awesome Castlevania style elements. You could go for hours just grinding up the souls. I still think it's the second greatest Castlevania right behind Symphony of the Night, and I could probably occupy entire days in the toilet playing it still if I had a copy available.
Number 4.
Angry Birds. Yes, this is a game, and yes, it is casual, and everyone has played it. But I'm pretty sure that if you just asked around, you would never get an honest answer. That if you're sitting on a public toilet or just chilling in your house, you pull your phone out. And this is why I never borrow other people's phones. You don't know if they were just tweeting or playing Angry Birds on the toilet. Anyway, most people do check their Twitter, or they'll check their Facebook wall, and some girls post selfies while pooping. I mean, seriously, why would you even think to do, I'm pooping, let's take a quick selfie? But you know what some people do, especially as gamers? We play games. Lots of games. Well, at home, I would bring my Vita or my 3DS to the toilet, and sometimes I even leave it charging in there. But if I'm out in public, that poop can take anywhere from 2 to 20 minutes. I mean, come on, if I'm at Taco Bell and I have a taco, I'm not getting up in 2 minutes, guys. So without a game system, I have to play something. And I managed to get 3 stars at every level of Angry Birds. And then I would get 3 stars at all the levels in Rio. And then I got 3 stars in all of the Star Wars release. Angry Birds has this thing where you just feel like you can just beat it if you just have one more attempt. And one more attempt is only like 30 seconds, right? So let's just do it again. Damn it, I missed. Let's just do it again. Damn it, I missed. Let's just do it again. God damn it, I missed again. And it goes on like this forever. I know more people have done this, but let me know in the comments down below if you've played a phone game while you're sitting in public toilets.
Number 3.
Plague Incorporated. This game is a weird one. It seems to be simple and it starts out so basic. You'll start your game while waiting in line, or maybe you'll just kick it up while over some boring dinner conversation. I don't care what happened to you at Walmart, Billy! God! Anyway, in this game, you are the virus, the fungus, or the bacteria, and your purpose is to infect the world. But it's such a weird game. You'll pick various upgrades, like being immune to antibacterial soap, or make it so that you can survive a trip on a plane so you can spread your diseasiness. Then you wait, and you watch yourself spread. And you don't want to turn away for even a minute, because what happens is a scientist will try to cure the disease that is you. But if you respond right away, you can stop it. So like these little vials will appear on the screen, and if you tap them, you break the cure so that they can't cure you. And what this turns into while you're pooping is you just sitting there, too scared to put your phone down for a minute, because the minute you miss them trying to cure you, you'll lose. Don't let them win. It's time for the infected crow to infect the world. Okay, all right.
Number 2.
Final Fantasy Tactics and Fire Emblem. 2 games to avoid at work, but come on, who doesn't love spending a ton of time training soldiers? You have all the elements that make a special really long game that absorb your time, such as training your soldiers, leveling up, or unlocking new classes. But in Fire Emblem, you can at least foretell where most of the story elements are going to happen, so you can avoid starting them while you're on the toilet so you don't end up there too long. You just get stuck training people anyway because you end up doing all the random encounters and doing all of your street pass missions. But not Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy has a massive story before everything. And not only is it massive, and it's awesome, but it's a massive, awesome political plot. So if you miss anything, you're completely lost. Plus, throw in the whole Final Fantasy license and Square Enix's tendency to make everything a crazy long Japanese grind fest of fun, and you have a game that was built to put you on that pooper for so much longer than you're supposed to be. Not much more to really say. Awesome tactical games that make up for an awesome sit on your butt and play game.
Number 1.
Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all! Okay, I'll never sing again, guys, but you gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all. The ultimate sit on the toilet and lose track of time game. Pokemon. But what was supposed to be a simple fight against various Pokemon almost always turns into each trip between gym leaders being the entire poop itself. For those of you who have been living under a rock, Pokemon is a game where you roam around with 6 Pokemon on a team, leveling them up and training them. And you also get to catch any Pokemon that you come across. This almost always turns into long stints of trying to catch new Pokemon and leveling up all of your old Pokemon. I won't even lie, I've sat on the toilet with the charger and just kept playing before, and I always seem to go, alright, well I beat this gym leader, let's just make it to the next one, and then we'll get off the toilet. There really isn't much more to say about Pokemon. I know plenty of people who have just sat there playing this game while on the toilet. As a matter of fact, when I was comparing this list with a couple of friends just to make sure that my list wasn't crazy, Pokemon was on everybody's list of games that they secretly played on the toilet. Not even kidding. So, let me know in the comments down below all the games that you played while sitting on the toilet, be it a phone game, be it a 3DS game, or Vita game. And let me know any lists that you guys might want us to do, because we love doing crazy lists that no one else has ever thought of. And we love doing our takes on lists that other people have already thought of. So let me know any lists in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys next time right here at Eligible Monster.